What's up everyone, this is SliferKing here, and today join me for another one of my Gaming Wheel videos, where today we're popping back into a game which I actually played for the last season of Gaming Wheel, and that is Train Sim World 2. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, Train Sim World 3 is now currently available at the time of recording this video, so if you want a more updated train simulation game, I'd probably say go for that one. But there are a couple of routes which you only get, which as far as I'm aware, you get in Train Sim World 2, the standard version, but you don't get in Train Sim World 3. And I believe that's the Shinkansen, Deutsche Bahn line, and also the Bakerloo line. I don't think they're available in the sequel. However, today we are going to be playing a line which has been made readily available, I guess you could say, for most of the franchise's lifespan. And that is the Great Western Express line. So this line runs from Paddington in London to Reading in the west. Now, this line has had a few updates in real life. There's now electrification all the way to the west in the form of Bristol, I think it is by now. And maybe, I think might even now be at Cardiff, as far as I know. Also, the Class 166 that you see here, this has now been pretty much replaced in the main line with the Elizabeth line trains of the Class 345s. The only place you'll see this in the London area is, I believe, pretty much the Greenwood line. I think that's the only place it's being run, but that might be changing soon because I think they might be using that line for testing. Or they might have already started. CS. So I'm going to keep it at. So let's go with March. Precipitation. Oh yeah, you can set the. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to keep it as that. I don't want to do a route that's too long because some of these routes can be quite long. So I'm probably going to go with a London to maybe London to Greenfield. That's appropriate. So it should take about 16 minutes. Back in the day, you were able to get a service from Paddington to Greenford, but that's no longer the case anymore. Because when the Elizabeth line opened, that became a separate branch line. But is there a later service going to Greenford? Yeah, 6:42. That'll do. So yes, as you can see, Train Sim World 3 is now available. It does include the classic ICE with a different line. You also get updated versions of the Southeastern line as well, extended. Right. Okay, oh, I think actually we've got permission to go, so let me just close those doors and we'll be on our way. There's a HST inside. Two of them, actually. Just for the record, by the way, I should mention that the HST and the Class 166 is actually two of my all-time favourite locos. Just in case you're interested. Doesn't seem to be many passengers on that service. Probably because it's 6:45 in the morning. So to the right, so these two lines here, this is actually the Hammersmith and City line / Circle line now. This I believe is Royal Oak. So this is actually a tube station, but in Train Sim World, it's actually branded as a as a national rail station. So then, after Raw Oak, it will go down this tunnel, and then it will cross. It will go under the line, along this way, and then it will go to the next station on the line, which is here, which is known as Westbourne Park. So yeah, these two stations are pretty good if you're a fan of train spotting, especially Royal Oak, because you're literally right next to the main line. I should mention I actually used to live in an area pretty close to the Great Western Main Line, so this was pretty much my main line in getting into London back in the day. But that was years ago. Also, I think, yeah, there's another 166 coming the other way. So in today's age, so what? So what I was saying was, so this area you see right here, this was actually where the Crossrail, I believe, where the Crossrail tunnel was built. So obviously that's now operational. So the Crossrail tunnel was designed so you could catch the train. There's actually two of them. I don't see that too often. Yes, so now you can catch a train from Reading, go directly through London, and then you can end up at places like Canary Wharf or Abbey Wood or Shenfield, places like that. Or vice versa, you can go from Shenfield or Abbey Wood to Reading or London Heathrow. So the place we're going past now is Old Oak Common Depot. So this is where the Great Western Mainline trains used to be stored. So this site over here, I believe they still store the ICE units. However, the Old Oak Common Depot up here is now... This area is pretty much all gone. It's now replaced with a depot for Class 345s. I think all of this was used for 345. And also there's the HS2 work which is going on around here. And there's some plans to also build a Old Oak Common Depot station here to connect Crossrail, the Great Western Main Line, and also HS2 in its first stop out of Euston. So yes, there's a fair amount going on in this area. Also, I think we're technically running late, just as a disclaimer. So yeah, you can see the HS2s, sorry, the HSTs. This is pretty much now all gone. Everything you see. I think these two are still here because I think you still get the odd Heathrow Express train which is still here. But yeah, the majority of that is now gone. Right, so like I said, I'm running a little late because when leaving the station I could have left immediately instead of opening the doors, but never mind. Fun fact, actually, I couldn't initially remember what the controls were because this is actually the first time I've played this game in probably about 6 months, so it has actually been a while. Probably will need more brake in a minute. I'm going in a bit gradually. Okay, maybe too gradually. It's a bit noisy. So yeah, we should have already gone by now. So this station, this is now also changed. They've now got a dedicated station building. I think it's so I think they've got an entrance on either side now, if I'm correct. I haven't really explored the Acton Mainline area. That's a goods yard. They're still... So this area over here is a goods yard. They're still using it. And this is a couple of VWSs over there. Class 66. Right, so Ealing Broadway's next. I think then it's West Acton. And that would be that's usually where the junction is to Greenwood. Should probably use more power. Fun fact, these locos, the Class 66, their nickname is called the Shed because, well, they looked quite square. I think they're also. I think they were also originally produced in Canada, if I remember correctly. If you're wondering what type of trains run along this line, by the way, at this time, I think its classes. I can't remember what the Heathrow Express trains are. But you've got the 345s for the Crossrail. You've got the Electrostars in the... I think it's the 375s. I might be wrong about that last one, because the numbers sometimes are different. And the Class 800 variants for Great Western Mainline. You also get... I think there's two types of train that Heathrow Express uses. Okay, so I should have arrived at Ealing Broadway now, so unfortunately it shouldn't be too far away. So this line, if I'm correct, this is the Central line, and this is the District line. And in fact, there's actually a nice little Easter egg. They've actually put a Bakerloo line train in here. Yes, so this is where the Central line platform is, and this is where the District line platform is. But for some reason, in this game, the District line is just a shed, which is a bit of a puzzle. Also, the brakes came on a bit too early. But yeah, so this should be where the Central line is. I wonder if they will make other underground lines. Because obviously they made the Bakerloo line, but I wonder if they'll make other lines. Okay, so it looks like I'm still a minute behind, but I applied the brakes way too early. I think you can yes, you can actually open the doors, which is a little bit of a side thing. I do really like the 1972 stock that they use on the Bakerloo line. It's cozy. It is cozy. It's definitely the most cozy in the winter. Oh dear. That person nearly got run over. Okay, that's definitely... Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So obviously someone must have missed that, because sometimes they get stuck on the bridge, or as that person's now doomed, because they're all falling off the bridge. Oh dear, that's actually funny. Well, sort of. Alright, so I've got one stop left to make. Oh, sorry, not West Acton, West Ealing. West Acton is an underground station. Interesting. The stopping time is... Oh, okay, no. I thought the time was... So, if there's one thing I know pretty decently, it's how to get around London using a combination of trains and underground. Yeah, I think that's one thing I can do relatively well, is navigate London via train. So this is West Ealing. So normally, so when it comes to Greenford, there is now a new dedicated platform. I think it's, at least I think it's here. Yes, so it's now a bay platform to Greenford, and I believe the Greenford branch is that way. I believe that's right. Oh, it's a red signal. That'll be stopping before then. Or at least it should be, as long as I've timed the braking correctly. I think I have. So I do admit this video's been maybe a bit more of a factual one than normal. Just going over a couple of random facts over this section of the Great Western Main Line. Obviously, the Great Western Main Line was originally built by Isengard Kingdom Brunel. Originally, the size of the track was actually quite a bit different. I think it was broad gauge. Well, now we just have standard gauge pretty much everywhere. Alright, so passengers will just unload, and then it'll just be a case of seeing how well I did. Obviously I ran a little bit late to time, so that's obviously going to be a bit of a knock on my score. Also, when it comes to games like Train Sim Mod 2, these are the type of games which I can just really play just for a casual, not really stress-free time. Sorry, kind of stress-free time, that type of thing. In fairness, the prequel to this, the original Train Sim Mod, I actually played for quite a lot. It's just for some reason in the sequel, even though there's more maps, I haven't played as much. Maybe it's because times have changed. Right, how did I do? Gold. Nice. That's another gold medal. I wonder how many of those I've got now. I have no idea. Let's go main menu. So, there was a video of Train Sim Mod 2. I know like most people don't find trains interesting, but sometimes it's the history, sometimes it's the specifications, sometimes it's how the trains work, and sometimes it's just the routes and sometimes it's just travelling them, which makes me like railways. Albeit not at the moment because most of the drivers go on strike. Sorry, I had to mention that, but yeah, it is a bit frustrating. But yeah. Anyway, this is not a rant. So there has been another episode of my Gaming Wheel series. Now it's time to return to the wheel to see what I'll be playing for next week's video. So now that we've just played Train Sim World 2, it's time to spin the wheel again to see what I'll be playing for the next video. So as you can see, we've still got a good amount of categories left, a good amount of variety. So let's spin the wheel and see what I'll be playing for the next video. Round it goes, and it will end up with... my favourite Halo title, Halo Reach. So yes, Halo Reach is my favourite of the Halo multiplayers. I do actually enjoy Infinite, but yeah, for me, Halo Reach is definitely my #1 choice when it comes to Halo titles. So, there has been another episode of my Gaming Wheel series. If you've enjoyed this week's video, then please make sure to like this video and subscribe to know when my newest videos will be coming out. I hope you've enjoyed, and for now, this is SliferKing, signing out.